Yes, Steve. What would you like from us, darling? We're here with you.
Can we give one more round of applause for Ms. Tariqa Lewis and Ms. Stephanie Muhammad? All right, so we will begin with our first speaker before Ms. Mildred Aristide, and that will be Pierre, who is one of the co-founders of Haiti Action Committee and also a board member of the Haiti Emergency Relief Fund. Pierre, if you'd like to start making your way up to the stage. Yes, let's give him a round of applause. A man who over the years has kept the voice and the struggle of Haiti alive in the Bay Area. And I just wanted to give you a brief run of the program. So following Pierre's brief remarks about the situation in Haiti, we'll have Mrs. Aristide, followed by some wonderful honors, a couple of wonderful honors for Mrs. Aristide from the community. And we'll conclude with some words from another one of our board members of Haiti Action, of Haiti Emergency Relief Fund, with our formal fundraising pitch, as well as another treat from one of our wonderful musicians here in the Bay Area. Thank you so much, Pierre.
Good afternoon, everyone. Wow, sisters and brothers, such a pleasure to be among you. I mean, this is fantastic. And welcome, Mrs. Aristide. Welcome, Mildred. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here today to talk to us about the situation about UNIFA. And also, I'm very honored to be in your presence. And I can speak for everyone here. We are honored to be in your presence because you're a woman indeed. You're a woman of courage, a woman of dignity, someone who has left, who could have been very comfortable in the US, not to say that she's not comfortable in Haiti, because she created the kind of environment in the struggle so that she can be comfortable with her people. But she could have had quite a career here as a talented attorney. But she made the choice to go back to Haiti to help rebuild the country in moments of great difficulty. In moments of great difficulty. There was a coup d'etat where she and her husband, President Aristide, were kidnapped, February 29, 2004. And also I want to mention the children of President and Mrs. Aristide. And right now they are no longer children, they are grown women, but indeed they have shared all of the sacrifices of their parents and all the hardships and all the hard, difficult times. So we want to give them a big round of applause. And I will say their name, Christine and Michael. They are wonderful people, so thank you. Again, it's really an honor because Mrs. Aristide and her husband and the entire family, because it's a family undertaking, they have built this wonderful university called UNIFA. It's an institution in the country that's building young minds, shaping young minds for the future of the country. And the difficulty, and everybody may think, well, what's the big deal? It's another school, but it's a school born of sacrifice, It's a school born in the struggle of the people to see a better Haiti. I mentioned February 29th, 2004, and many of you are hearing so much in the media about Haiti, gangs this, gangs that, and killings here and there. It's all true. It's all true. And that's why we, Haitians, and all of you present here appreciate UNIFA, because UNIFA is such a ray of sunshine to tell us that what's going on right now amidst all of the chaos that the US and the UN are imposing on the people of Haiti, the people are rising up as a powerful ray of sunshine, of freedom. And that's what UNIFA means to us. February 29, 2004, Haiti, before that, was well on its way. We were not there yet, but we were on our way to become a place of dignity. Haitians were coming back home to invest in Haiti. Former refugees, people who had fled in rickety boats as boat people, were now coming back to rebuild the country. Why? Because the Aristide administration, under the leadership of President Aristide, the Famille Lavala's government, was putting in place measures to get the country going. Building schools, building hospitals. The funds, the monies, the tax money of the people was coming back to build houses, was coming back to build affordable housing and good housing, not the kinds of tombs or graves that we have in Haiti today that the UN and through Martelly, the former dictator, had built for cheap money. And these are nothing but four walls. I'm talking about good housing with indoor plumbing all over Haiti, places like Onaville, in La Saline, in Cité Soleil, different places like that. These were fantastic houses being built. And they were being built with the money of the people, with the tax money of the people. For the first time, never before had we had a government that was taking the money, the taxation that they were collecting from people and investing it in the people for the people's well-being and their dignity. That was too much for the US. So what they did was they engineered the coup d'etat, first in 1991, secondly, and after we, the people, both in Haiti and outside of Haiti, with international solidarity, defeated that coup d'etat and brought President Aristide back to Haiti. And that's when Mildred Aristide went back to Haiti to help rebuild the country. And that's when, for later on, the people again, they drafted President Aristide to run for office, and he ran and won with over 92% of the vote. Why? Because the people saw that this was someone who was serious, who was fighting corruption, and who was delivering for the country. So what has happened since February 29th? Bush the son did the coup d'etat, and bloody coup d'etat, over 10,000 people killed. And since then, Haiti hasn't been right. We have now a United Nations occupation over the country. It's been there for close to 20 years, even though they try to mask it. They call it different things. At first it was MINUSTA, then it became MINUJUS. Now it's BINU, but it's the same thing. Massacres conducted by UN troops. They have trained the police, claiming that the police that was there under President Aristide was no good. So they are going to give us a police. This police has been killing masses and masses of our people. And in addition to that, they have helped to create, as an appendage to the police, a group, those so-called gangs. Don't believe them when they are saying these are gangs. They are not gangs. They are playing a game with people's minds. These are paramilitary organizations that are affiliated with the police. They are part of the security force. But when they say gangs, people outside of Haiti are thinking like gangs around, the gangs that we are accustomed to, right here in Oakland and different places. But that's not what it is. These are paramilitary forces that are there to prevent people from demonstrating, to attack people. How is a gang going to come through a neighborhood and burn down houses, chasing people out, depopulating a neighborhood? This is what's going on in Haiti today. We see the same thing going on every time. When I look at this, my mind flashes to Gaza. My mind flashes to the Palestinian people. And that's why many Haitians, most Haitians, can relate to the struggle of the people of Palestine, because they see it's the same policy of home burnings, of home destruction, of moving the people out of there so that they can grab their land and they can grab their natural resources. Haiti is full of natural resources. Haiti is not what you hear in the poorest nation Western Hemisphere. This is a big lie. And it was President Aristide and Famille Lavalas with their for the platform that awakened us Haitians, because I used to go around saying, oh, we are the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, because I heard it from the media. They were intoxicating us, brainwashing us with this kind of stuff. But thanks to a movement of mental decolonization in Haiti, led by Famille Lavalas, Haitians are becoming aware of our resources, of who we are as a people, of our culture, of the richness of who we are, of our nation. And so there is this movement in Haiti to reclaim the land, to free our land from all of these plunderers, from these international pirates who are trying to destroy Haiti and chasing the people out. So I won't go on too long because I know we want to hear from Mrs. Aristide. But I want to tell you that your presence here, what we need, you're there with us, international solidarity. International solidarity is so key, so important, so essential. I want to share with you a call by some of the women's organization in the Grandance that they wrote back in March. And when one of the neighborhoods of Bel Air was being destroyed by the Haitian police, along with some of the paramilitaries that were affiliated with them. And the women of the Grandance, this is like an area south of Haiti, and they put out this call, and bear with me for a moment, I'll have to try to be a little bit into the modern day period here. And it's hard for me to do that. I'm still not used to that. My fingers are a little bit, all right, Ustadi, I hear you. All right. This is an excerpt from one of their, from a call that they put out, a call in solidarity with the people of Bel Air who are being attacked. And they said, as the people of Haiti continually attest, these are the women of Grandance. We women in the Grandance are clear that since the coup d'etat of February 29, 2004, this has been the plan to wipe out the Haitian people in our country. We call on all women's organizations, popular organizations, which are community organizations, students, and all to stand against the system that generates high cost of living, misery, corruption, and rape that are destroying our lives. So these are the women of the Grandance calling for international solidarity. And your being here today shows that you heard that call and you're rallying to the cause of our people, of our sisters and brothers. So I want to close right now. I want to thank you all. You saw what your support has done. When you look at UNIFA, you and the Haitian people and people inside Haiti, under the leadership of the Aristide family, have created this powerful, beautiful university, which Mrs. Aristide is going to talk about. And this is really our collective effort. As President Aristide is fond of saying, "Main en pile, chai pa lou," which means many hands make the burden light. So all together we will win. Solidarity for Haiti, solidarity with the Palestinian people, solidarity for the people in Venezuela, or everywhere where people are being oppressed. Also right here in Oakland. Council member, thank you so much for your support and your solidarity. Thank you very, very much. Keep up the great work. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
Thank you again, Pierre Laoser. Thank you again to all of the organizations that have sponsored this event, and also a special thank you to the security team from Community Readiness Corps. So it fills my heart that we have this room filled and that we are needing to bring out more seats. The woman who is about to present, she and her husband are heroes of mine, have been for a long time. And I know that Mrs. Aristide and President Aristide are heroes for many people in this room. Mrs. Mildred Aristide, this is just personal, I'm not reading off of my script, but it's just such a shining example of a woman, of a human being, of someone who serves her people with just complete dedication and passion. And we're so honored, again, like Pierre said, to have you here, to be in your presence. As we know, Mrs. Mildred Aristide is the former First Lady of Haiti. Mrs. Aristide was born and raised in the Bronx. Her parents immigrated from Haiti to the United States in the late 1950s. They were fierce opponents of the Duvalier regime. Mrs. Aristide is the mother of two beautiful daughters, a lawyer, an organizer, an author, and the wife of President Jean-Bertrand Aristide, the first democratically elected president of Haiti and leader of the Lavalas movement. Mrs. Aristide has a long list of accomplishments and accolades. I'm just going to focus on a little bit of history. At the very beginning of the February 2004 coup d'etat, the Aristides were kidnapped and taken to Central Africa. 2 weeks later, an intervention by CARICOM permitted them to travel to Jamaica and reunite with their two daughters. But then Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice threatened Jamaica with sanctions if the Aristides remained there. So in May 2004, the family had to relocate to South Africa, and there they began what would be a 7-year exile from Haiti. And I know that many of us here remember that time. In March 2011, the Aristides made a triumphant return home. They immediately set about reactivating programming at the Aristide Foundation for Democracy, and they reopened the Université de la Fondation Aristide, UNIFA, the university that they had founded before the coup in 2002. Since UNIFA reopened in 2011, more than 1,100 students have graduated the university. And 4 years ago in 2019, UNIFA began the construction of a teaching hospital. And last year, the hospital began a phased opening of services to the community. UNIFA currently has over 5,000 students studying a range of topics. UNIFA is a shining example of how the people of Haiti persevere and struggle in love. And just before Mrs. Aristide comes to the stage, I'd like to share a quote that she recently shared with me from her husband. When we're thinking about the example of Haiti and how to struggle and what this struggle is going to take from all of us. President Aristide was responding to a student who asked about how the corrupt, unjust situation in Haiti would ever change. And Aristide wrote, "It is not alone as isolated drops of water that you or I are going to change the situation, but together as a flood or torrent, l'avalassement, that we are going to change it, to clean things up without any illusions that it will be easy or quick." So let's all be part of the flood of the Lavalas, and welcome Mrs. Mildred Tuyo Aristide to the stage.
Thank you, Nia, for that very kind and generous introduction. It's an honor and a privilege to speak to you this afternoon from the First Presbyterian Church of Oakland. Our thanks to Pastor Matt Prince and Associate Pastor Mackey for hosting us in this space, for this conversation about Haiti and the work of our university, Université de la Fondation Dr. Aristide, UNIFA. Thank you to the Haiti Action Committee and the Haiti Emergency Relief Fund, HERF, organizers of today's event. As HERF approaches its 20th anniversary and Haiti Action its 32nd anniversary, they continue to stand in solidarity with the work in Haiti that uplifts, offers hope, and improves the quality of life and dignity for Haitians. Our thanks to all of the co-sponsors, too numerous to mention here by name, joining with Haiti Action and HERF to give us this platform in this moment of shared grief, mourning, and outrage at the violence being waged against the Palestinian people is a demonstration of principled solidarity. The political theorist Joy James, in describing the link between seemingly unrelated acts of solidarity, draws an analogy to a theory in physics known as quantum entanglement, a phenomenon that explains how subatomic particles can be intimately linked to each other, even if separated by billions of light years of space. In the list of today's co-sponsors, this entanglement between, among, through, and across each and every one of us is self-evident. I bring you warm and loving greetings from my husband, Titid. About 30 years ago, he visited Oakland and the Bay Area to share his vision of justice and democracy for Haiti. Then in 2012, we chose Oakland for our first US-based presentation on the newly reopened UNIFA. I was amazed at the solidarity with Haiti here in the Bay Area. 11 years on, I'm back in Oakland against the backdrop of great volatility in Haiti and deteriorating conditions on every level. My brother Pierre captured the extent of the violence, social, and political upheaval gripping Haiti right now. 3 weeks following the UN Security Council resolution sanctioning deployment of foreign troops to Haiti, things are far from clear. What is clear is that over the past 2 years, massacres, killings, shootings, kidnappings, population displacements, and arson have been normalized. Hunger is rising, food production has plummeted, prices have more than quadrupled in the last 2 years. The cost of diesel is $4.50 a gallon, electricity the rarest of commodities. The sound of automatic gunshots no longer shock. Hospitals are being forced to close or suspend services. The September opening of grade schools and high schools was delayed, not only because of the insecurity and severe economic deprivation, but because schools are housing families forced to flee homes seized by paramilitary groups. And layered over that, an anxiety, an angst, and trauma difficult to describe. But we must believe that the situation is not hopeless. Nor is it the case that the only conversation about Haiti worth having today is about sending foreign troops. The focus on this, to the exclusion of everything else that can be done to combat insecurity now, alleviate hunger now, address the housing crisis, support the faltering education and healthcare systems now, is wrong. It limits our capacity to think broadly, creatively, and humanely about what to do in the face of admittedly complex problems. To believe that nothing can be done justifies doing nothing, and that is unacceptable. If you took the time to be here today, and those of you watching on YouTube chose to tune in to today's program, then you too believe that there is hope. But this hope is under extreme pressure. At both ends of the socioeconomic spectrum and all through the middle, people who can are leaving Haiti. For some, the flight is away from the capital, which is the epicenter of the violence. Since unilaterally closing its borders in September, crossing to the Dominican Republic is no longer an option. Many are choosing the open seas, like their predecessors, the boat people of the 1980s. Increasingly, the young are opting for a 2,000-mile journey that starts in Nicaragua. They cross Central America by bus, then through the treacherous 60-mile Darien Gap on foot to reach the US southern border. In recent weeks, as many as 14 chartered flights to Nicaragua a day leaving Haiti, with upwards of 3,000 Haitians leaving the country in one day. Those with families or sponsors in the United States vie for a spot in the US 2-year parole program. And in May, a new channel of migration opened by Canada, prioritizing Haitian and French-speaking immigrants with valued job skills in key sectors. At the individual level, it is hard to deny that leaving is the rational thing to do. The danger is real. But at the collective level, this exodus represents the single greatest threat to the nation. In the endless debate about sending foreign troops to Haiti, the numbers, which countries will participate, the level of force to be used, under what authority, vague assurances that past repression, abuse, and acts of gross negligence will not be repeated, the most critical debate is being sidelined. The debate on Haiti's strategy to counter the existential threat that it faces. Today, I want to turn the camera on that, because strategizing for dignity, security, and peace for all Haitians is UNIFA's mission. It is the inherent mission of all universities, schools, and institutions working with young people. Education, capacity building, the uninterrupted development of skills in the face of the current social collapse in Haiti and exodus of people qualified to teach these skills is on life support. It must at all costs be protected. It is an essential lifeline to Haiti's future, so that when Haiti emerges from this national trauma, there is a chance for the country to rebuild. But first, I want to step back for a brief look at Haiti's history, enough to offer a better understanding of UNIFA and the roots of the current situation in the country. Barthélemy Boganda was a Catholic priest from Central Africa, turned freedom fighter in the late 1950s. As France tried to temper the spirit of African liberation with half-baked reform measures, Boganda countered with constant reminders of the abuses of French colonialism. Exasperated, a French legislator told Boganda, "Stop talking about the past." To which Boganda famously responded, "I would stop talking about the past if the past was not so present."
Right. That's right.
The struggle for freedom, dignity, security, and peace has been a constant throughout Haiti's history. In 1791, at the start of the revolution, the population of enslaved Africans was estimated at 500,000, while there were only about 30,000 European settlers on the island. To compensate for being so outnumbered, French colonial masters exerted unimaginable violence against the huge majority. The human supply of labor seemed so unlimited that it was cheaper to work an enslaved person to death and replace them rather than feed them and maintain them in health. At the price of this honor, Haiti was France's richest colony. Nearly 20% of the French population owed its livelihood in some form to the trade in or work of African enslaved persons in Haiti. Not surprisingly, accounts of the Haitian Revolution reported from slave-owning countries like the United States rarely mention the brutal acts committed against Blacks. The sole objective was to discredit the idea of Black political autonomy and paint Haitians as animals. After independence in 1804, Haiti became the first Black republic to issue from a successful slave revolt. But the nation was isolated, encircled by slave colonies in the Caribbean Sea, the slave-owning the United States to the west, and Haiti's former European colonial masters to the east. France never gave up on recolonizing Haiti. Former slave owners pressed their governments to restore their colonial wealth. They demanded reparations, compensation for the losses that they sustained when Haitians became free, which is precisely what the King of France gave them. In 1825, French warships sailed into Haiti's port with an ordinance demanding that Haiti pay France an indemnity of 150 million gold francs, an amount that represented 10 times the country's then national budget. The terms were non-negotiable. The alternative was war and the threat of re-enslavement. So in another first, Haiti became the first and only nation to pay reparations to its former masters. There's a 6-part New York Times series published in May 2022 that exposes this long hidden chapter of Haiti's history. I encourage you to read it. The Times calculated that the actual cost of the indemnity to Haiti was anywhere between 21 and 117 billion, with a B, billion dollars. And that as a result of multiple consolidations of this loan, repayment by the Haitian government extended well into the 20th century. Economists have long cited payment of this ransom as the principal cause of Haiti's impoverishment. The brunt of the payment fell on the country's Black rural peasantry. Heavy taxes were levied on agricultural products like coffee, sugar, indigo, and precious wood. A repressive rural code was enacted to maximize productivity. There was simply no money left for much of anything else, especially in the rural countryside. Difficulty paying the so-called debt of independence was the backdrop of Haitian politics through the end of the 19th and into the 20th century. 80% of government revenues went to the debt. Governments rose and fell on their ability to pay French banks, fostering instability and corruption. Under the banner of the Monroe Doctrine and national city banks' designs on these lucrative European Haitian government loans, the US invaded and occupied Haiti for 19 years. With the protection of the US Marines and a new Haitian army that was expressly created by the US, Citibank controlled Haiti's national bank and became the repository of all Haitian national funds, which were being collected by the US government. Citibank stayed in Haiti 13 years after the occupation ended in 1934, ensuring that Haiti paid the very last penny of the 1825 indemnity. My father, who was born in 1929, could still sing the jingle that he and his classmates were taught as they threw coins into a basket to contribute to paying the last installments on the so-called debt of independence. Haiti entered the second half of the 20th century with an impoverished rural sector that had little to no government services like healthcare or education. A color class divide, akin to apartheid in South Africa, was fully entrenched. People of the rural countryside were called Moun Andoyo, which literally means people outside. Their birth certificates, including that of my husband, who was born in the South in 1953, stamped with the word peasant. The mid-20th century saw the rise of François Duvalier, Papa Doc. He established the notorious Tonton Macoutes, an armed corps of paramilitaries. During his 14-year reign of terror, Duvalier was responsible for up to 50,000 executions. Near the end of his term, he amended the Constitution twice, first to appoint himself president for life, and then to name his then 19-year-old son, Baby Doc, his successor. And all of this with no real opposition from Haiti's strongest ally, the United States. But in the 1980s, there arose in Haiti a dynamic democratic movement. The period was marked by the active participation of progressive members of the church, the L'Église, Christian-based communities, agitating for social and political change. Popular organizations, women's groups, labor unions, agricultural cooperatives, youth groups engaged in literacy and adult education programs. Creole language radio stations began to inform and disseminate ideas reflecting on a new society. The young Catholic priest, Jean-Bertrand Aristide, was a leading liberation theologian and a spokesman of this movement. In 1986, Baby Doc was forced to flee Haiti. After Duvalier left, a succession of military juntas controlled the government. For 5 years, they thwarted attempts at free elections and demands for democratic rule. Until December 1990. Haiti organized its first free and democratic elections, and Aristide won by a landslide. His election crystallized a process of both political and social mobilization in a popular culture called La Valace, cleansing flood, that stood squarely against a polarized society that excluded the vast majority of the population. The flight of refugees to Miami stopped. Thousands of Haitians who had fled the country under Duvalier returned. The exact opposite of what we are witnessing today. There was hope. The economic elite was made to pay their fair share of taxes, and the minimum wage was set to increase. President Aristide's goal was at once simple and at the same time profound: to move the country from misery to poverty with dignity. Fast forward 9 short months later, an army-led coup d'etat brutally ended Haiti's experiment with democracy. Between 4,000 to 7,000 people were killed, tens of thousands forced to the high sea, 300,000 internally displaced, and countless more victims of illegal arrest and torture. Aristide was forced into exile. After 3 long years of clandestine mobilization in Haiti, and with the powerful support of the Haitian diaspora, Aristide returned home to finish the last 15 months of his term. In perhaps the most consequential act of his presidency, he demobilized the murderous Haitian army and established a civilian police force. A Truth and Reconciliation Commission was established to examine the crimes committed during the period of the coup. And in 1996, for the first time, there was a democratic transfer of power in Haiti. 5 years later, President Aristide was reelected to continue the work begun in 1991, constructing schools, investing in healthcare, strengthening the justice system, creating public parks and spaces. But again, the international community had other plans for Haiti. The government's access to international loans to finance policies like vitally needed clean water project was blocked. Instead, money flowed freely and abundantly to groups with the sole mission to undermine, through violence and propaganda, the democratically elected government. In 2003, as President Aristide's government prepared to celebrate the bicentennial of Haiti's independence, he established a commission to study the debt of independence, that 150 million franc ransom that France had forced Haiti to pay back in 1825. In his public call for dialogue with France to address this historical injustice, President Aristide could already foresee the beautiful schools and universities and hospitals that would be built for our children, making the case for reparations and restitution. 10 months later, on the night of February 29, 2004, President Aristide was overthrown in a coup d'etat, his second and the 32nd in the country's history, and this time with direct help from foreign troops who had their boots on the ground. He and I were shuttled to a French military base in Bangui, the capital of the Republic of Central Africa, birthplace of Batelni Boganda. At the end of our second week in Central Africa, the ever fearless Congresswoman Maxine Waters and the late Randall Robinson, great friend and founder of TransAfrica, they boarded a leased plane, negotiated our release, and accompanied us to Jamaica, where we were reunited with our two daughters. After 3 months, we went back to Africa, this time South Africa, where we spent 7 years in exile. Now, against this historic background enters UNIFA. The university was established in 2002 during President Aristide's second presidential term. Founding a university was not a stretch. While a priest, he had been a teacher for many years and had created a center for street children called La Famille c'est la vie, Family is Life. In 1997, he founded the Aristide Foundation for Democracy that included Radio and Teletimuni, broadcasting services co-run by children and focused on educational and civic programming. At the time of UNIFA's founding, Haiti had a very dynamic medical education exchange program with Cuba. We took it a step further in creating UNIFA in Haiti to multiply the training of urgently needed healthcare professionals. The late Paul Farmer, founding advisor to UNIFA, wrote of UNIFA's unique strategy to recruit students from poor families. He said, talented young people that previously found it nearly impossible to make their way to medical school. And so from the start, UNIFA's mission has been clear: to provide quality higher education and break down the long tradition of exclusion of the poor majority in Haiti from access to higher education. By fall 2003, there were approximately 240 students enrolled in UNIFA's medical school. But within days of that February coup against President Aristide, the international force deployed to Haiti ousted the students and seized the campus. Within a week, UNIFA transformed from university to military installation. In March 2011, when we returned to Haiti from South Africa, Titid immediately set out to reopen in UNIFA. The challenges were many. The buildings were in disrepair, learning material, computers, furniture, desks had been destroyed. The residential campus settled by families displaced by the devastating January 2010 earthquake. He was undaunted. Always the great gatherer, he assembled a staff, reached out to former UNIFA students who had been able to finish their education in Cuba, to former teachers, Haitian medical professionals, international and local supporters, and in October 2011, we opened the medical school with 126 students, 63 women and 63 men. UNIFA is a private university. We do not receive a subsidy from the government. We are financed by student tuition, some grant funding, and donations. To keep UNIFA accessible to as many young people as possible, tuition is lower than all comparable universities in Haiti, and we offer scholarships for academic excellence. The campus sits, as you saw in the photos, on approximately 33 acres in the municipality of Tabar, about 4 miles from the national airport. Apart from the academic buildings, there is the university hospital, which I'll talk about below, a residential campus that houses up to 300 students, professors, and UNIFA staff, and a sports field. In the 12 years since reopening, 8 additional schools have been added. In the health sciences, we have the schools of nursing, dentistry, physical therapy, pharmacy, and biomed sciences. There is a law school and schools of engineering, business administration, and agriculture. This year caps at 1,176 the total number of doctors, lawyers, nurses, physiotherapists, dentists, engineers, and administrators trained by UNIFA since 2011. They are the daughters and the sons of Haiti's poor and struggling middle class. UNIFA putting into practice the Creole adage, tout moun c'est moun. Every person is a human being. Our graduates have organized themselves into a dynamic alumni association. They are a cohort of young professionals equipped to enter Haiti's workforce with a commitment to be active agents of change. And UNIFA is proud to count among our newest hires over a dozen of our own graduates. In 2021, with institutional support, graduates organized mobile clinics to respond to the earthquake that hit the South. Dental and law students lecture at area high schools and lead topical debates on the airwaves of Radio and Télétimoun. This year again, UNIFA Med School graduates secured several of the top 10 slots in the competitive National Medical Residency Program. There is a wonderful African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. With support from our partners, we have been able to keep pace with a growing student population and expand access to higher education in Haiti. Classroom space has tripled. Coveted student and professor housing has been repaired. Investments made to broaden Wi-Fi access throughout campus. The cafeteria and snack bar built. Hundreds of trees planted to promote serenity, including a new plaza, Place Dignité, nestled under the shade of mango, eucalyptus trees, a variety of oak trees, almond, cherry, moringa, and lemon trees, right next to a small medicinal plant garden. Through the years, visiting professors have lectured on topics ranging from African Renaissance, the law of human dignity, environmental law, gold mining in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and a 5-day neuroanatomy seminar led by a professor from California's Davis School of Medicine. As a stepping stone to the teaching hospital, UNIFA opened a clinic at our nearby foundation headquarters. We are currently awaiting delivery of 12 additional dental chairs by the end of this month that will nearly double the reach of services to the community and training capacity for our dental students. An adjacent, somebody who likes dentists there. And there's an adjacent farm that offers invaluable training for our agronomy students. Thanks to a generous donation from her, we recently purchased a tractor, and I think you saw the picture of our red tractor, which students will learn to operate this semester and use to increase agricultural production. And this summer, we began construction on 2 commercial chicken coops to be run by professors and students as a work cooperative program overseen by the School of Agriculture. As was said before, at the end of 2023 academic year, enrollment stood at 5,060, with just over 135 professors. Now this summer, high school students and their parents defied news reports of shootings and unrest in Tabor to register for admission. An unrest that forced even the neighboring US Embassy to close its doors. On September 22nd, this same courage and hope was displayed when hundreds turned out for the admissions exam. As I approached the front gate, it was lined with tap-taps, which you see in front here, those brightly painted covered pickups that serve as public transportation, moto taxis and cars dropping off students. Food vendors were offering fruits, coffee, grilled corn. the space was alive with hope, a visceral reminder to the assembled UNIFA staff of the moral obligation to redouble our efforts to make sure that this academic year happens. I go back to the political theorist, Joy James. James defines revolutionary love as love shaped by political will. Titi's vision to create UNIFA was an act of revolutionary love. The political will that sustains it and pushes it forward is his commitment to education and to planting a seed for Haiti's future. 5 years ago, we planted a second seed, our most ambitious project to date, a university teaching hospital. Construction on the UNIFA hospital began in earnest in April 2019, following a site visit by Maxine Waters, actor-activist Danny Glover, and lawyer social justice activist Walter Riley. You saw their pictures. Construction was completed towards the end of 2021, and the construction drew principally from UNIFA expertise. The architect who designed the hospital is head of the architecture department at UNIFA. The civil engineer who was in charge of construction teaches at UNIFA, and the agronomist who designed the surrounding green space teaches at the School of Agriculture. Construction persisted despite both massive general strikes that shuttered the country for at least 3 months and the COVID lockdown. The 3-level hospital complex encompasses over 54,250 square feet, and in its final phase of operation will accommodate 205 patient beds in a mix of private, semi-private, and multi-bed wards. While the building is connected to the national power grid, we have, and we must have, additional sources of energy, 1 solar and 2 independent electrical generators. Construction was completed at the end of 2021, and a phased opening of services began in 2022. Unfortunately, this period coincided with a heightened unrest and political tension and kidnappings that were targeting physicians. Today, our 2 surgical suites are operational, as are our 6 specialized out clinics, the medical lab, and the radiology department that includes X-ray, sonogram, and mammogram machines, and a 126-slice CT scanner, one of precious few scanners in Haiti. The number of hospitalizations are rising. The dean of the medical school is working with the hospital's medical director to establish residency programs. And the slideshow didn't complete, and if we're able to complete it later, the last photo we have is the picture of the first baby that was born in the hospital in May. Little boy. Investing in medical education in Haiti, from classroom teaching through to clinical training at a fully equipped teaching hospital, is one of the most effective strategies in reversing the decline in Haiti's healthcare system. Last month, the teaching hospital at Mirbalais was attacked. Mercifully, there were no injuries, but staff, including UNIFA interns working there, had to be shifted to other sites as the hospital announced a suspension of new admissions. UNIFA is not immune to the catastrophic country conditions that are forcing people to leave. The day before the start of classes this month, a key member of our administrative staff was kidnapped. Last month, 2 professors were forced to abandon their homes to paramilitary groups. And earlier this year, a professor was kidnapped and held for at least 2 weeks. Unfortunately, this list is far from complete. 3 weeks into the start of the academic year, and we are still assessing the departure of professors, staff, and students. It is the reality. We have lost many of our students. Right now in Haiti, there are only a handful of working radiologists, for example. In fact, they are so few that they can be named. Our head of radiology shares his time across 3 institutions. Teleradiology, sending images online for interpretation, is a partial solution, which we are pursuing. But the real solution is having radiologists in Haiti to train new radiologists, which UNIFA fully intends to do. And I'd like to conclude. On October 2nd, there occurred on the same day 2 consequential events relating to Haiti. One inside Haiti, the start of the academic year at UNIFA, and the other hundreds of miles away, the vote at the United Nations headquarters to send foreign troops. Solutions to Haiti's complex problems will not come easy, and they will certainly not come from outside. Solutions must be pursued by and with Haitians simultaneously on many fronts and with equal resolve. What is certain is that in this moment, as we search for solutions, access to education at every level must continue and must at all costs be protected. Medical services and education provide indisputable areas of moral clarity. Respect of this principle in Haiti is the only way to ensure that when Haiti emerges from the horrific situation that we are living, there will be farmers, carpenters, doctors, lawyers, metal workers, IT specialists, contractors, electricians, mechanics, nurses, geologists, the full breadth of vital skills needed to reconstruct the nation. A wealth of human spirit, President Aristide has called it, to lead us into the future. Thank you very much.
Can we continue that applause a little bit longer? And please stay, please stay. The program is not over. Testing, got the mic on? Please stay in honor of the work being done in UNIFA, in honor of the purpose of our gathering here. Please stay, the program is not over. Just a few thank yous and announcements. First of all, thanking Global Exchange, members of Global Exchange, for providing the streaming, the live streaming that's occurring right now, and the recording of this program so that it can get much further than just this room. We also would like to thank our interpreter, who's interpreting this in Spanish right now. And I know this is going out to many places. We have colleagues in Belize who are listening to the program. So thank Ana Rueda de Vidales, who's translating in Espanol. So please prepare your hearts to give. We're in church, so I'm going to be like the preacher. Prepare your hearts to give. We are sowing seeds here. Prepare your heart to give generously. And while you're doing so, we just have a few more things for you, a few more treats. We have a couple of members, representatives of members of the open community who are going to present honors to Mrs. Aristide, and I should ask you to come back up, please. The first is presented by Oakland City Council member Carol Fife with a City of Oakland proclamation in honor of Ms. Aristide and UNIFA.
You're short like me. So my name is Carol Fife, for individuals who may not know me in this audience. And it just dawned on me today that 2 years and 2 days ago, in October 19th of 2021, I authored a resolution condemning the inhumane treatment and deportation of Haitian asylum seekers near the US-Mexico border by the federal administration and affirming the City of Oakland's commitment to welcoming and supporting resettlement efforts of Haitian refugees in Oakland. And that was interesting to me at that time because usually on the city council, we have people asking to join in on resolutions to be co-sponsors, but I was alone on that one. It's okay, it's okay. But according to data from the Justice Department, Haiti has the highest denial rate of asylum seekers in the entire United States.
Wow.
And the Associated Press reported that from October 2018 to June of 2021, out of the 4,202 applications, only 194 applications for asylum were approved in the United States. But in contrast, because there are some wars going on right now that are funded by the United States, $100 billion proposed to go to Gaza right now. I'm sorry, correction, to Israel. 60 billion to the Ukraine. You could solve homelessness in California for less than $100 billion.
Wow.
But in contrast, when we're talking about asylum seekers, the United States has admitted 271,000 refugees from the Ukraine to come to the United States. Contrast that with the 197 from Haiti. Biden had a goal, not of 271,000, but 100,000. So just like the production of market rate housing, they doubled the number of individuals that we're welcoming in, just like we've over-approved the number of market rate housing units that we've produced in Oakland. But all that I'm just saying to say, I am honored to stand on the same stage with you. Sometimes, I don't want to say sometimes, oftentimes, it is hard to do this work. But then I'm reminded that there are people who've done so much more than me. Despite death threats, I haven't been kidnapped. I haven't been held against my will. I get to get up every single day and continue to fight for people who are fighting oppression right here in West Oakland, East Oakland, our entire region. So I am blessed. With all of the challenges, I am blessed. And I want to say that I am standing here in solidarity with you, with the people of Haiti, with all of you. And whereas the residents and organizations in the city of Oakland and other Bay Area cities, including the Haiti Emergency Relief Fund and the Haiti Action Committee, have forged strong connections with the University of the Dr. Aristide Foundation and are now celebrating the newly opened and completed 215-bed teaching hospital. This much-needed addition to the university will serve the public and provide indispensable training, opportunities for the medical personnel that Haiti desperately needs, and therefore may it be resolved that the city of Oakland proudly welcomes and honors former First Lady of Haiti, Mildred Aristide, to our city, and that we commit ourselves to building stronger ties backed by funds between the city of Oakland and the University of the Dr. Aristide Foundation. It is with my honor that I present this to you.
Mildred, can I ask you to stay up a little bit longer? Ms. Aristide, we have so many people who want to honor you today, and we have just one more for time's sake from a very important organization, collaboration in Oakland, the Black Cultural Zone, who is doing so much, has been doing so much important work for the Black community in Oakland. We have a representative of the BCC, a collaborative partner, Mrs. Titori Johnson, who will be presenting the honor.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to wish peace to everyone under the sound of my voice right now. Thank you, Leah, for that introduction. My name is Titori Johnson. I have the honor of being a program manager with the East Oakland Collective, a proud partner of the East Oakland Black Cultural Zone.
Yes.
I am honored to be here on behalf of the BCC and to join with you all and the many others around the world to welcome Madam Aristide to our beloved city. Madam Aristide, we want to welcome you and show you our appreciation for you and all of the work that you have done, your tenacity, your perseverance, and all of that. We're proud to not only uplift, but to also stand in solidarity with you and the amazing work of UNIFA. The power in providing an education and the opportunity for students to bloom within the power of their excellence in the fields of medicine, architecture, agriculture, and law, just to name a few, is a testament to the spirit and perseverance of our sisters and brothers in Haiti. A spirit which shines ever so brightly in you. I would like to offer a small token of our gratitude for your presence on this earth and around the world in your work. So please accept that on our behalf. We would also like to acknowledge and give a huge thank you to all of the organizations and individuals who made this event possible. It is and will always be through our collective efforts that we will affect change. It is my greatest wish and the wish of many others that we of the African diaspora continue to connect and build solidarity to find healing in our fight for justice and liberation. So again, I want to express my deepest thanks and gratitude to you, Madam Aristide, and the many others who propel this work forward daily. I am most grateful. Thank you so much.
Go now. All right. Lastly, this is the another very important part of what we're all gathered here today. So you've now prepared your hearts to give and to give generously and to help encourage you in that effort. We're going to bring up two people who really need no introduction. One of which is Mr. Walter Riley, one of the board members of the Haiti Emergency Relief Fund. He is being joined by Reverend Dorsey Blake, presiding minister of the Fellowship of All Peoples founded by Howard Thurman. And they will be accompanied by another Bay Area treasure, Francisco Herrera, community cultural worker, member of Caminante Cultural Foundation and the Canticle Farm community in East Oakland. Thank you.
Thank you. It is my honor here today to ask you for support and funding. We are part of the flood. Mic check, mic check. We are the flood.
We are the flood.
We have
Hang on, Baba. Hang on, Baba. He's got to come and put it back together for you.
okay. The Haiti Emergency Relief Fund has been part of the droplets of water, of people, of action that has helped to raise the movement for liberation in Haiti. We're going on our 20th year of being part of that. We were there in the help to build the movement around education. We were there raising money to help build radio stations in Haiti. We were there at the time that the movement was being developed when the U.S. had gone into the hospital, into UNIFA, into the education, and used their gun butts to destroy the radio station. We understood that and we have seen it. We know that they bivouacked there to destroy the medical process that was being built in Haiti. We are now coming back to that. We were there in 2011, working with our ties in the anti-apartheid movement to help bring them back from South Africa. We in this community are always part of the flood. We are the flood.
We are the flood.
I am happy to be here with Reverend Dorsey Blake, who is, to me, spiritually reminds me of Gigi. And he is a spiritual leader internationally, and I want him to say something.
Thank you very, very much, Walter. And you said something that I wanted to say. When I met President Aristide several years ago, many years ago, I felt a spirit, unusual spirit, a spirit of love, concern for humanity, of bringing people together. And I said that he is so beautiful, his spirit, that I was wondering how he was going to survive as a president, because he is just such a lovely person. And how do you deal with all the political realities when you are so lovely? I am honored to be here, and I'm honored to be asked to say a few words. Look at you, turn around, look at each other. This is a beautiful gathering, okay? And I just want to say I was really overwhelmed, and Catherine, it's good to see you, the wife of Gus Newport, a really wonderful person in this community. Thank you, Pierre. Thank you, Walter. Thank you, Mildred Aristide. Again, I was overwhelmed, and then I was even more so when Pierre presented me this book, Haiti, Philosophical Reflections and Mental Decolonization, signed by, guess who? Can you guess? Yes, President Aristide. So I'm just, I wouldn't say speechless. I think he wants me to bring this to an end. But the other thing is, freedom is not free.
Come on.
And the people who are extracting steel from Haiti and have been since 1804 are moneyed people. They put money into their causes, into their beliefs. We must do the same. We don't have the kinds of funds that they have, but we can give what we can give. Make a sacrifice. Whatever you were planning to give when you came, give more. You can sacrifice your lattes or whatever, a few of them, to help in the struggle for freedom in Haiti. Keep fresh before you these moments of your high resolve. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to do this in a couple of stages. I'm making a pitch, and then we're going to have some performance. Thank you. We are part of that flood that is lifting the movement for democracy in Haiti, part of the liberation struggle. And that means we have to give support to this movement for education. This is not just a hospital. While it does save people, while it offers medical relief for folks, it is not just a hospital for medical relief. It is a part of building a new society in Haiti. And that is what we are supporting. That's what we are funding. We got to give money to make that happen. It's not coming from the oligarchies in Haiti. It's not coming from the oligarchies around the world. It's not coming from the triumvirate of France, Canada, and the US. They are oppressing the folks of Haiti, and they want to push this hospital down. This is a seed, when they push it down, that grows out. And it's going to come from us providing funds for it. We've been doing that for our entire lives here. We want to dig down right now and give money for Haiti today. There is an OR code for those who have not given money so far. And if you've already given money, I hope you reach in there and find that OR code and give some more money. We have started out today with $20,000 as a match for folks who will, from this crowd, give another $20,000 to match that. If we can do that, we're going to have $40,000 to start with. We can get more money to help build this hospital, to help build this movement, to save lives, to save the movement, and to uplift that flood that is changing Haiti. Not tomorrow, but it will happen. And we have to build that seed and let it grow. Money is going to make that happen. I'm looking for my check. You see me going through. We have a QR code. I said that. Look at the QR code. Use your telephone for all the young people. And I see all of you can do that. and make a donation. The $20,000, starting off to build the support for the $20,000. Make the check out to HERF, Haiti Emergency Fund, EBSC, East Bay Covenant, Sanctuary Covenant, East Bay Sanctuary Covenant. I had it in mind, but 79 years old. HERF, East Bay Sanctuary Covenant. But for $20,000, Barbara, Ryan, and I are giving $5,000 to start with this today to help match that $20,000. Is there anybody else that can give $5,000 to help start that? Am I seeing a hand from anybody for $5,000 to help match that $20,000? I'm then looking for $2,500 for anybody who can give $2,500. You can match it. You can make a pledge to raise that money. We want people to do that today so that we can go back and so that Dr. Aristide can go back to Haiti with the money. We have Steve Bingham. How much? $2,500 from the Sylvia Bingham Fund. Sylvia Bingham is Steve's daughter who was killed tragically as a young person in a bicycle accident. So that's $2,700 so far. We want people to use the AR code, but we want people to give cash from their pockets today. And as Reverend Blake said, it can hurt, but right now we're building institutions. We're talking about structural reform and building that structural reform that lasts for a lifetime and for generations. We'll be building that hospital that adds to the civic development of that society, that adds to the liberation. Thank you. Now, here you go.
Okay, my wife Christine and I, we pledged $1,000. So Pierre will receive our monthly $80 a month installments. All right, let me hear your singing voice. Anavan. And I'm gonna invite my good Haitian sister, Dina Elie, from our Canticle community, who's here to sing with us together. Can you sing Anavan? Anavan. What does that mean? It means moving forward. We have to learn from Haiti, and we're making a commitment here with our funds, but we're also making a commitment to move this government. We have to not just have these beautiful events, we have to sing together, and we have to force our government to give the funds that Haiti rightly deserves, and we have to stop the violence that we are generating. We have become the drunk uncle of the human family. So really, sing with us. Anavan, Anavan Haiti, Anavan Unifa, Anavan Haiti, Anavan Haiti, Anavan Unifa, Anavan Haiti, Praising your courage and determination. Haiti, I will sing with you. Caminaré contigo. Haiti, Anaba Haiti, Anaba Lavalas. Haiti, Anaba Lavalas. I will sing with you, cantaré contigo. Give my life with you, mi vida doy contigo. Anaba Haiti, Anaba Unifa, Anaba Haiti, Anaba. Let me hear you strong, everyone. stand up so you can pick up your pockets deeper. Anaba Haiti, Anaba Unifa, Anaba Haiti, Anaba Lavalas, en la sanación, in the healing. Anaba, Anaba, de nuestro ser común, our common being. Anaba Haiti, Anaba Unifa, nuestra lucha en común, our common struggle. Anama, nuestra libertad común, our freedom. Anaba Unifa, Anaba Haiti, Anaba Unifa, Anaba Haiti, Anaba Lavalas, Anaba Mexico, Anaba Palestina, Anaba, Anaba, Anaba El Salvador, Anaba Oakland, El Salvador, Anaba Bay Area, Anaba Guatemala, Bay Area, Anaba Guatemala, Anaba Haiti, Anaba Unifa, every person is a human being. Every person is a human being. Cada persona es un ser humano. Cada persona es un ser humano. Chaque personne c'est un monde. Chaque personne c'est un monde. One more time. Chaque personne c'est un monde. Chaque personne c'est un monde. Last time. Chaque personne c'est un monde. Oh.
Thank you all so much. Thank you to our wonderful performers today. Thank you to Miss Mildred Aristide. I can get the volume of the mic, please. Just a couple more announcements. Hello? There we go. All right. Please take your QR codes with you. Share them with people. Spread the fundraiser beyond today. Tell your friends about another opportunity to hear Mrs. Aristide speak this Monday at 4 p.m. at the Latinx Research Center at UC Berkeley. Again, this Monday at 4 o'clock, UC Berkeley Latinx Research Center. And we will close out with one more encouragement from Walter Riley.
Thank you all for giving generously, and we hope you continue. Take it with you and give more. But we got two more $5,000 commitments. Marilyn Landlaw, so her aunt said the Community Readiness Corps, our security group here, so much they do in the community, or they will give $5,000. So we are close to already the $20,000 match. Continue to spread the word and talk about what we're doing, building institutional change in Haiti. Thank you.